Come standing, lift and roll shoulders into Tadasana, so equal weight on the feet, hands together at the heart center. Connecting with this particular energy, which is the Namaskar mudra, with your hands together at the heart center. Just gazing at the tip of the fingers. And then breathing in, raising the hands up, stretching up, pressing the feet into the ground. And breathing out, circling the hands down, softening the knees. And then breathing in, coming back up again. We're going to be doing this quite a few times. Stretching up, circling down, softening the knees, breathing in, stretching up, come back down through the heart center. And then again, softening the knees, stretching up, coming down, stretching up, coming through the heart center, and stretching up. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand and stretch away from the right waist towards the left. You can look up or forward depending on your neck capacity. Breathing in, come to the center and take hold of the left wrist with the right hand and come to the other side, so to the right side, looking either forward or up. Come to the center, stretch the palms up, softening the knees, stretching up. And then as you come down through the center, open the hands out to the side, step your feet to perhaps hip width apart, and then bend the knees as you come forward and hold your elbows. Once you're holding your elbows, you can straighten your knees and adjust your feet if that works for you. And then have a sense that your hip bones are up to the ceiling, that your weight again is equal on your feet. You're engaging your perineum or your Muladhara chakra as you breathe in and release. And then gently soften the knees and come up to standing. And we're going to then just bounce on our feet. So whether you bounce a little bit or a lot, you'll find this very much in the Kerala or the warrior kind of sequences. Just shakes everything out. And then come to standstill. Stretch your hands out and up. And then with your hands up, just relax the wrists and just bounce again. And then hands out to the side and bounce. And then hands down and bounce. And then come to standstill. Step your feet out. Come to arms out. Feel that you can adjust this because we're going to go into that very familiar twist, but slowly at first. So arm over the shoulder, back of the hands at the bottom of the waist, and the other side. And then just come to twisting. Several times. And then come to stillness. Hands together at the heart centre, feet in a little bit. Stretching up and back. Bring the head to the centre, hands out to the side, and then come to a forward bend. Softening the knees, the backs of the hands rest on the ground if you can manage to get there. And just relaxing forward. And then soften the knees and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And come to the top of the mat. Hands together at the heart centre. Breathing in, raise the hands up, stretch the fingers. Palms together as you come through the centre, soften the knees. Hands down to the ground, bend the knees, and right leg back. Right knee on the ground. And feel that you're lengthening on the back, looking forward or even up, and you can actually come onto your fingertips. Again, if that's accessible to you. And then step back with your left foot and come into downward dog. Soften the knees and bend and then extend them. You can walk the dog, bending one knee and then bending the other knee. Tummy in, perineum engages. Feel that your bottom is lifting up high, which will further engage the perineum, the Muladhara chakra. And then bend both knees back down to the ground. And then the right foot comes forward. Into that forward stretch again. And then tuck the toes. Come to lift up your back left knee, step forward. And then roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Raising up, looking backwards, and then lowering the hands. Breathing in, hands together at the heart centre. Circling the hands up, stretching up, hands together, come through the centre, bending the knees. Come to place the hands to either side of you, and then step the left foot back. Left knee goes on the ground. Your back left toes can be tucked under or flat. And come to look, lengthen the back, looking up. On your fingertips, if you can manage that, that's harder. And then slide your right foot back. Tuck your toes under and then come into downward dog. Walk the dog. Engage the perineum. And then drop both knees to the ground. And come forward with the right foot. Hands to either side of the right foot. And extend the right leg. So your torso is coming over your right leg. You can have your toes upwards to the ceiling or pointed down to the floor. You can choose or alternate. And then slide the right leg back. Come to downward dog. Walk the dog again, tummy in, hips high. And then come to drop the knees to the ground. Hands slightly to the right to bring up the left leg. Hands either side of the left foot. And then very, very gently bend your bottom towards your heels, your right heel. Your right toe is either tucked under or flat. And it comes to bring your torso extending your back over your left foot. And then slide your left foot back into kneeling, tuck the toes, and come once more into downward dog. Bottom high, walk the dog if you would like. And then walk your feet to your hands and your hands to your feet. Soften the knees. Backs of the hands on the ground. And then lengthen the feet coming forward. Heels press into the ground. Bottom is high. And feel that you're breathing and connecting the breath into the kidneys. And then soften the knees, press the feet down, roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Lift and roll the shoulders. Hands together at the heart center. Circle the hands up, stretch up, palms together, come through the center. Hands to either side of your feet. Step back with your right foot, right knee on the ground. And then kneel up. Your left leg can be slightly out to the side. And place your left hand on your left waist. Your right hand, coming slightly forward, goes to the inside on the floor of your left foot. Lengthen the back. Tummy in and turn. So you can turn to look down at the floor, halfway house, or upwards. And really feel that you're turning. And then optionally you can raise the left hand, chin in. But that is an option, otherwise stay with your hand on your waist. Really lengthen your back and then turn. And then come back to place the hands to either side of the left foot. Step the left foot back. And then come into your downward dog. Walking the dog, tummy in, lower abdominal muscles in, hips high, walking the dog. And then both knees to the ground, right foot comes up, hands to either side of the right foot, back toe, left toes can be flat or tucked under, and then kneel up, and just place your right hand on your right waist, opening out to the right shoulder. And then come forward, the left hand comes to the inside of the right foot. And then we're going to twist again and just open up, turning to the right. Keep your hand on your waist if that's compromising the twist, looking either down or straight ahead or upwards. And just enjoy the twist. And then come to the hands to either side of your right foot. Slide your right foot back so that you're kneeling. Tuck the toes. Come into your downward dog. Walk the dog if you need to and make any adjustments. Engage in the perineum. Feeling that you're breathing into and connecting to the kidneys and the back. And then softening both knees, come back down to the mat. And you might like to have your knees slightly wider, big toes sort of slightly closer, and come to bring your bottom to your heels into child's pose. Stretching the arms in front of you, extended child's pose. And you can relax your elbows onto the ground if that feels good. Your forehead might come to the ground, it might not. You can always use support under your head as well. If you need to, just stretching out the lower back. And then slide your hands towards your knees. Bring your knees back to being parallel. And then kneel up high. Your feet again can be flat or they can be tucked under. And then raise the arms out to the side and raise the arms up, stretching out the middle fingers. And then clasp the hands and reverse them upwards. Look up to your hands, only if that's good for your neck. And then come to the left, so stretching away from the right waist. Still looking up if that's good for you. And you can bounce in and out or stay static. Stretch up to the centre. And then coming over to stretch to the other side. Come back to the centre, release the arms, lift and roll the shoulders and place the arms on the waist or towards the back and open out the shoulders, elbows sort of coming towards one another. And then just very slowly soften the knees, bringing the bottom towards the heels. And we're going to come into Vadakanasana, which is child's pose. Your knees can be wider if you need that to be, but bringing your head forward, and this time palms up alongside you. Really softening into child's pose, rounding across the back, connecting your breath to the kidneys. And you might like to just connect to, as you breathe in, just gently engaging the perineum, and as you breathe out, just gently relaxing. And then very gently engage the perineum, and then slide the hands forward. Come into cat, cow, dipping the back, rounding the back, cat. You can tuck your toes under it, and then dipping the back, and rounding. We'll keep the feet flat. And dipping the back, and rounding. Come to neutral and just walk your hands a little bit further forward. And as you dip your back, you're coming forward, so you come into up dog, looking forward or up, depending on your capacity. You're stretching the front. And then rounding the back, coming more to bringing the bottom towards the heels. Leading with the chest, elbows in, dipping the back, coming to up dog. And then rounding the back, bringing the bottom, not to the heels, but towards the heels as you round back. Bottom towards the heels. Lead with the chest, elbows in, dipping the back, coming to up dog. Rounding the back, coming towards, bottom towards the heels, Come back to neutral, hands down in tabletop, tuck the toes, and then we're going to come up to downward dog. Walking the dog, and then carry on walking. Your feet come towards your hands come towards your feet, soften your knees. And when you're coming totally forward, hold the backs of your ankles, your knees are soft, and then start to straighten the legs, only if that's available to you. If not, keep your knees bent. And then clasp both wrists behind you, almost behind your calves. Come forward, straighten your legs if that's possible, if not, keep them soft. And then feel that you're straightening and lengthening your back, so you're lifting from your chest, just to stretch the lower back. And now very, very gently soften the knees, press the feet into the ground, and roll up vertebra by vertebra to standing. And breathing in, raise the hands up, clasp the thumbs, and just sway very gently from side to side. Swaying palm tree. Come to the centre, stretch the hands up, and then lower the hands, placing both hands on the waist. Feel that you can adjust the feet to how you want them, because we're going to come to lift the heels in a balance. So just lifting the heels. And then as you lower the heels, try and lower them, but keep them a millimetre off the ground. And then lower them, and lower the hands. Circle the hands up, almost open them up and look upwards, pressing the feet into the ground, and then bring your head upright as you circle the hands down. Open and close the fingers a couple of times. And then come to lift and roll the shoulders, and we're going to clasp the hands behind us. So if you're being very technical, you keep the thumbs together. I do realise that that's quite tricky, so do feel you can open your hands if you need to. Soften the knees, and we're going to come forward. Feel that your shoulders are stretching away from your ears, that your back is extending, and then the hands can go up a little bit behind you, and look at your front big toes. So you're not coming totally forward, you're just extending the back fractionally and straightening the legs if that's available to you. And then soften the knees, release the hands, just drop the hands, backs of the hands to the floor once you're coming forward, and feel that your back is extending. The top, your hip bones are up to the ceiling. Your hips are away from your heels. And then soften the knees and come to gently bring your bottom to the mat and come into a seated position. Legs are wide and feet are up, toes are up. And as you breathe in, raise the hands up, clasp the reverse. So you can, again, looking forward or up, go to the left, stretching away from the right waist. I find this very difficult sitting down, so you can drop your left hand down to your left hip, pressing down and just using the strength of your left hand to support you to bring the right hand over. That's also an option. Breathing in, clasp your hands together again in reverse, looking up to your hands, and then breathing out, come to the right side, stretching away from your left waist, And again, you've got the option of dropping your right hand if you'd like to give a greater stretch with the left hand looking upwards or straight ahead. And then joining your hands to clasp upwards and then just releasing and relaxing the hands down. Just lift and roll the shoulders. And then walk the hands forward. You might like a cushion or a bolster to come onto your elbows. If that's not available to you, then just come to where it's working for you. You'll feel the stretch on the inside of your legs. And you'll notice I have got a bolster, but just come to where it's comfortable. And feel that you're stretching your back. Feel the stretch of the legs, particularly the inside of the legs as your toes are facing upwards. And then just release the bolster and just walk your hands out in front of you, really coming forward in a forward bend, tummy in. And if you've got long hands or long arms, you might like to open the arms to the side and hold your big toes, or hold anywhere on the legs, your big toes with your thumb and second and third finger. Coming forward to forward bend, calming for the nervous system. And then coming gradually up, slide the hands up the body to come to upright. Place your hands under your knees to bend them and just support. And then open your knees, soles of the feet together into Vadakanasana. And we'll start by holding over our big toes and just bouncing the knees up and down in a butterfly movement. Feel now that your back is straightening, tummy engages still. And then just sit up slightly straighter and bring your thumbs to massage the underneath the soles of your feet. And then just focus sitting up a little bit further. Slide your hands up so that your thumbs are over your ankle bone. And just massage around your ankle bone, which is an acupressure point for the lower lymphatic system, both inside the ankle bone and the outside, but of course the outside is a bit more difficult to get to. And then just release, slide your hands up, bring your knees to hug into your knees. You can hold your wrists or hold one wrist, just to come forward, just stretching out the lower back. And then very gently come to lying on your back, your knees are bent. And palms down beside you, just very gently sway both knees from side to side. The feet can be hip width apart, or maybe a little bit wider. Just feel you can adjust. And then come back to the centre. Keep your feet hip width apart, and just now a couple of pelvic tilts, flattening your back and then just releasing. And flattening your back and releasing. And then breathing in, coming back to neutral, just raise the arms up and behind you, backs of the hands rest on the ground. You're opening up under the arms. And this time flatten the back, press down with your feet and lift your body up into a half bridge posture. And then very gently start to breathe out and lower the back down to the ground. Keep your arms above you. Just take an in and an out recovery breath. And then flattening the back, press your feet down and lift up your bottom again, half bridge posture. And this time as you lower your back down to the ground, start to lower the arms too. And then hug the knees into the chest and just rock very gently from side to side. And then very, very gently just place your hands behind your thighs. You can clasp your hands and raise the feet up to the ceiling. You can have your feet loose. You can extend your heels or just relax. And just imagine that you're some seaweed in the water and the waves are just, the water's just gently lapping and you're just gently swaying a little bit from side to side. It's a nod to an inversion, although actually downward dog is also classified as an inversion. It's where you're coming forward, I know, but it's anyway. And then just very gently come to the centre. Hug your knees into your chest. Place your feet on the ground, and I thought we'd do a very small, very mindful of time. Shavasana. So come to be comfortable however that works for you. Classic Shavasana is lying out on the ground, but if you're not comfortable with that, you can have your knees together and feet out to the side. Just be comfortable. I'm going to come to a seated position just to guide the Shavasana. But come now to wherever you are relaxing, to be aware of relaxing your face. And now we start. So come to be aware of your right leg, the entire right leg, the right hip cup, the right heel, sole of the foot, the big toe, and the little toes. And the space beyond the toes. And come now with your attention to be aware of your entire left leg. The left hip cup, to the left heel, left sole of the foot, big toe, tiny toe, and the space beyond the toes. Breathe in. Become aware of both sides of the body, the hip cups, groin, waist, pelvis, pubic bone. Relax the hips and have a sense of gravity, the hips sinking to the ground. Become aware of the right arm, the entire right arm, the left arm, the shoulders relaxed, the jaw is soft, and the face muscles are soft. Just make sure that the shoulders are away from the collarbones for a sense of gravity. And come to focus on the lower back, the middle back, upper back, underneath the shoulder blades. Relax the whole spine, vertebra by vertebra, from tailbone to the lower back, middle back, between the shoulder blades, into the neck and the back of your head. You bring awareness to the abdominal muscles, the lower abdomen, below the belly button, above the belly button, right side of the belly button and left side. Experience the whole digestive system relax as you breathe out. Relax your diaphragm, the right rib cage and left rib cage. The throat relaxes and allow your lungs to relax. Bring awareness to your whole body, the legs, the torso, arms and the face. And then try and look at your face as if you were looking at your face in a mirror or looking down at your face, and just let go. Your teeth are slightly apart. Feel the pulsation in your gums. Relax the cheek muscles, eye muscles, eyebrows. Relax your right ear, left ear, behind the ears, right and left sides of your brain. Bring awareness to your third eye, the eyebrow center. And now become aware of your right and left nostril as you breathe in. And breathing in, follow the breath in your nostrils. Follow the prana, the energy levels. And breathe in through your left nostril, following the prana. Breathe out in your visualization through the right nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril and breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left, following the prana. Breathe out through the right. In through the right and out through the left. And once more, breathing in through the left, out through the right, in through the right, and out through the left. And let the breath go. And then in your own time, begin to move as you feel is appropriate, and come very gently to your side and then come to a seated position. And then very gently rub the palms and then just smooth the hands over the eyes. Rub the palms again. And then smooth down your aura, front, your arms, maybe behind you. And then just bring the soles of the feet together and rub the soles of the feet together. Come for a moment to a cross-legged position. And I was given them a book of poetry, which is very short. It's called Blessings. You are blessed today, ageless, radiant and able. All day, every day and forevermore, you command this earth that allows you to breathe. There is turmoil, there is sorrow, suffering and fear. There is transformation bringing the change you wish to see. Gratitude, forgiveness, compassion and devotion consciously alter your world with a mystical measure of 1 degree. And then come to bring your hands to your back to your namaskar center, your heart center. Take a bow for yourself